All right, Abby, this is going to be odd coming from you, although you were very successful the other day approaching a dude, correct?
Well, yeah, I fumbled the bag one too many times this week. Kristen, you missed this yesterday. Over the weekend, I was grabbing brunch with a friend, and a guy approached me at the bar, and I ended up giving him my number. All's going well. He texts me. I text him back. Must have been the wrong thing, because I got left on red for 72 hours. Have not heard from this man ever again.
So Mo said something yesterday that a lot of people DM'd me on that sounds like it's the prevailing opinion on why not. And you said something about her response back to him didn't have any kind of question or any kind of momentum leading text. And for some dudes, that's like a real turnoff.
Yeah, I remember when I would read like those articles on how to DM when you just starting to meet somebody, and they would always say, if you're interested in a person, you should end in a question so that the conversation kind of flows a little easier. And a lot of times you'll DM with somebody, and if every time you're asking questions and they're just answering it and leaving it closed-ended, then it makes a person kind of go like, this is too much work for me to kind of lead this conversation, so I'm going to back out.
And I guess I think that's a completely fair point, and I got lots of DMs with that exact same response over and over and over again.
That does seem like a cop-out, though, and a little bit silly. Like, you send one text and the dude takes a look at it and says, I don't know how to continue this conversation. I don't know what to do. It seems silly.
Like, if you had done that like 5 times in a row,
right,
then that's one thing. But just one text, that doesn't make any sense.
Run for your life!
I need a question mark before I can respond.
It seems lame, but okay.
That's literally how I felt. I was like, fair point, but to me, I'm like, look at every conversation you have throughout the day. Are you constantly asking the person you're talking to questions? No, you're sometimes just saying things and they'll comment on something, and then you ask a question. So at this point, I'm just kind of like, wipe my hands of it.
If a dude can't continue a text conversation because he doesn't have an open-ended question, I mean, if he's that awkward in that kind of conversation, what is he going to be like in the real world?
Yeah. And so I feel bad. Maybe he was overthinking it, but...
He probably was. Don't get me wrong. I completely agree with y'all as far as doing it once. I just think some people are used to dating people that are not truly interested, and they feel like they get their feelings hurt. So I think if they see any sign of a person not being fully interested, they just back out.
It's like an insecure thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it, and I'll end it on this. I guess I just thought I had shown enough interest by literally offering my number, and I don't know.
You did, for sure.
Yeah, I felt like I had done enough to not warrant being left on red. Anyway, so I fumbled the bag again because I literally fell in love at my apartment complex the other day, and I didn't know what to do about it. So I have seen this guy at my apartment complex a couple of times. I've seen him lurking around. He's super hot. Cassie will get this.
Lurking is so hot.
I love to stalk. Just love to stalk men, especially hot ones. But Cassie will get this. He looks exactly how I would picture the main character of those fairy books that I love, but like in human form. So this guy, his name is Reese. He's like tall, dark, and handsome. But this guy has stubble and a backwards hat. So literally, he is a walking wet dream. And I saw him last week while I was in the parking garage. So I was just driving up to my apartment, and he was on his level. So now I know where he lives. He's just like carrying beer to his apartment or whatever. And then I saw him up close and personal. So I was going to get a package the other day down at, we're in the mail room. And so I go downstairs and I've got my code ready, and we almost bump into each other on the way to the mail room. And there's something that Gen Z does when they see somebody hot. We just pretend like they don't exist because you just don't know how to deal with the awkwardness of your feelings. So it could be literally the hottest person you've ever seen, this guy, and you act like they're just like completely inconsequential. So I'm like not making eye contact with this guy. I'm making a beeline for the mailroom.
I will say that there is something to this. My dad, while he was a pig, did give me this kind of dating advice, which did make sense to me. And you can use this on the pretty boy, make the pretty ones feel less pretty and make the ugly ones feel more pretty, and you'll be fine.
That's horrible.
Now I know why everyone ignores me.
It works both ways.
So I get up to the mailroom, and the way our apartment complex works is you have to like enter a code to be able to get your package. So I skip in front of him and I put my little code in, and I'm like, tap, 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 tap. I get my package. And then I kind of peer over my shoulder, and I can see that he's waiting to see if I have a second code for a second package, because they'll only put one package per box. And I'm just like, oh my God, gentlemen. And I realize, I'm like, this is my one in. If I walk off now, I may never have this opportunity to make a move again. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, he's really hot. He probably has a girlfriend. Oh, he's really hot. He's probably not interested. Even if I did want to say something, what do I even say? And I just completely fumbled this meet cute because I didn't really know how to approach this person in public. Like, I don't really want to meet somebody on a dating app, but also how do you make a move when you're out in the wild?
You're literally picking up packages. You could be like, can I see your package?
Oh, Cassandra.
How big is your package?
That won't work.
Can I hold your package for you?
No.
Come on.
No, then you live in like apartment sloot. Sloot C. No. How do you, so is that a real question? Like, how do you approach them?
It's a real question, yeah.
So you grabbed your package and you just walked out and you didn't say a thing.
Yeah, and I thought about him for the rest of the day. Of course, God, what I do.
Mo, don't you think women, you're thinking too much on this thing? Like, all dudes really want is the in. So I have learned is all you got to do is say hi. And if a guy is interested, he'll take it from there. But he's just as nervous about failing in this situation as you are, and probably just as insecure. So you just give him just a little. I think guys fall into two categories. Either every woman wants me, or no woman wants me.
Every woman definitely wants this guy.
Okay, is this lame? Stick with me here. What if, going off what Bert said, literally, why couldn't you just be like, hey, I'm Abby. I haven't seen you around here. We live in the same building or whatever. Not that creepy, but like, hey, I'm Abby. We clearly both live here. What's your name? I haven't seen you around. And just introduce yourself. Or is that just like zero game lame?
No,
I don't think that's lame at all. I think that's perfect.
all we're looking for is an in.
It's literally that simple. I think in the science, people make too much of approaching people that they think are attractive. You should approach them like you would approach anyone else. Just say hello, introduce yourself. And I think 8 times out of 10, if he's interested, he'll take it from there.
Okay, well, fingers crossed next time I see him. Watch out, boy. Get that backwards hat on.
Women have to remember this, that I know that the brand of guys is very confident, right? And we're used to, guys are just as much, if not more, scared of rejection than women are. So when you give them a little bit of an in like that, it takes the anxiety out of it, and I think you go further, right?
100%.
Okay, well, I'll take
You
the
just got to
advice.
start the engine. He'll drive the car.
Yep.
All right.
The Bert Show.